fairy tale, The Wolf and the Seven Kids. In a hut in the forest, there lived a mother goat. She had 7 children, 7 little goats, whom she loved very much. During the day, the goat went to the forest searching for food and told the kids, close doors tightly and not open it for anyone.
Okay.
When the mother goat returned, she knocked on the door and sang. She knocked on the door and sang. Kids, kids, open up, your mother is here. I brought you milk. The goats heard their mother's voice and opened the door for her. Their mommy fed them milk and then went back into the forest. Once, a grey wolf overheard the mother, how she sang at her hut's door, and decided to trick the kids and eat them. He waited until the mother goat left and ran to the hut and roared in a rough voice, "Kids, kids, open up, your mother is back. I have brought you milk." The kids heard the rough voice and said, "Get out of here, you're not our mum. She has a sweet, soft voice. Yours is rough and horrible. You're a wolf." Then the wolf ran to the milkman, bought a big piece of butter, ate it, and his voice became soft. He returned again to the kids, knocked on the door and sang, "Kids, kids, open up, your mother is back. I've brought you milk." The goats heard the song and ran to the door. But they saw black paws and shouted, "We won't open the door. Our mom's paws are not black. You're a wolf." Then the wolf ran to the miller and bought lots of flour and sprinkled it on his feet. For the 3rd time, the wolf ran to the kids' hut and knocked on the door and sang, "Kids, kids, open up, your mother is here. I've brought you milk." The goats heard the song, rushed to the door and saw white paws and thought that the mother goat had come, and they opened the door. The wolf jumped into the house and rushed at the goats. The goats got scared and hid wherever they could. The first hid under the table. The second hid under the bed. The third climbed into the oven. The fourth hid in the kitchen. The fifth hid in the closet. The sixth hid under the trough. And the 7th hid in the tub. But the wolf soon found all of them and ate them. He did not notice only one, the 7th, in the tub. Having eaten his fill, the wolf left the house and lay down in the meadow under a big tree and fell asleep. By evening, the mother goat returned home. She saw that the door was wide open and the tables and benches overturned. The trough was broken and everything was lying on the floor. She began to call out and look for her children, but they were nowhere to be found. Suddenly, she heard a small voice from the tub. "I'm here, Mummy." The mother goat pulled the smallest goat out of the tub.
Wow.
He told her that the wolf had come and eaten his brothers and sisters. The mother goat ran to catch up with the wolf, and the little goat ran behind her. They rushed to the meadow and saw the wolf lying under a tree and snoring. The branches even swayed from his snoring. The goat got closer and looked at the wolf. Something was moving in its stomach. "Those are my children. They are still alive," she said. and sent the little goat home for scissors, a needle, and some thread. The mother goat cut open the belly of the wolf, and all 6 kids jumped out, safe and sound. She was overjoyed. The mother goat said to the children, "Hurry and collect some stones for me." The kids went and gathered stones, and she filled the wolf's belly with them. The goat quickly sewed up his stomach. The goat hid with her kids in the bushes and waited. A short time later, the wolf woke and was thirsty. He went to the lake and bent down to the water, but the heavy stones made it hard to balance, and the wolf fell into the water and drowned. Seeing this, the kids all shouted with joy, "Hooray, the wolf is no more!" And together with the mother goat, they all went happily home. Subscribe to our channel, give us a like, and click on the bell so you do not miss anything. The fairy tale Colobok. In the same village there lived a distant grandfather and grandmother. They lived in poverty, but they were together. Then one day the grandfather asked the grandmother, "Bake me a ruddy bun, grandmother." And the grandmother answered, "What should I bake with? There has been no flour for days." "Take a good look everywhere. Scratch some up. Brush some up from somewhere. Maybe with leftovers you can get enough for a whole bun." "How are you so smart all of a sudden?" "But there's nothing we can do. I'm going to collect the rest of the flour around the house." And she had flour of all kinds in her 2 palms. The grandmother kneaded dough from this flour and fashioned a gingerbread man. She put it in the oven. The gingerbread man came out ruddy and fragrant. Grandma put it on the windowsill to cool a little. Wow! And Colobok opened his eyes and smiled at the sun. Then jumped from the window to the porch, from the porch to the yard, from the yard to the gate. And ran farther and farther and kept going down a forest path. So guys, who will Colobok meet now? A wolf or a rabbit? How did you guess? Well, of course, a rabbit. The gingerbread man rolled along the path and a rabbit came towards him. "And who are you?" "I am Colobok." "How ruddy and fragrant you are, gingerbread man. I will eat you." "Do not eat me, rabbit. Just listen. I am a cheerful Colobok. I have a ruddy side. The cook was skillful and I turned out delicious. I baked in the oven for a long time and cooled down by the window. Then I jumped from the window and rolled down the path. Rolled away from Grandma and Grandpa. I didn't even say goodbye to them. To avoid getting into trouble, I will leave the rabbit." And he rolled down the road, but the rabbit saw him. The gingerbread man was rolling along the forest path, and towards him came the grey wolf. "And who are you?" "I am Colobok." "How ruddy and fragrant you are, gingerbread man. I will eat you." "Don't eat me, grey wolf. Better listen to me. I am the cheerful Colobok. I have a ruddy side. The cook was skillful and I turned out delicious. I baked in the oven for a long time and then cooled down on the window. Then I jumped from the window and rolled down the path. I rolled away from Grandma and Grandpa and I didn't even say goodbye to them. I met a rabbit on the way, but I managed to get away from him. In order to not get into trouble, I will leave you too, wolf." And he slipped out from between the paws of the wolf and rolled on through the forest. Colobok kept rolling, and towards him came a clumsy bear collecting raspberries. How the clumsy bear roared.
And who are you? I am Colobok.
How ruddy and fragrant you are, gingerbread man. I'll eat you now.
Do not eat me, bear, but rather listen to me. I am a cheerful Colobok and I have a ruddy side. The cook was skillful and I turned out delicious. I baked in the oven for a long time, then cooled down by the window. Then I jumped from the window and rolled down the path. I rolled away from Grandma and Grandpa and I didn't even say goodbye to them. I met a rabbit on the way and managed to get away from him. And I slipped away from the wolf. From between his paws I slipped. And so as not to have trouble, I will leave you too, bear.
And Colobok rolled on. Colobok rolled on towards the edge of the forest. And there a fox was sitting on a stump. And so who are you?
I am Colobok.
How ruddy and fragrant you are, gingerbread man. And where are you rolling to?
I'm rolling along the path to see the world and show myself to everyone.
Where did you come to our forest from?
I am just a cheerful Colobok. I have a ruddy side. The cook was skillful and I turned out delicious. I baked in the oven for a long time and cooled down by the window. Then I jumped out the window and rolled down the path. I rolled away from Grandma and Grandpa and I didn't even say goodbye to them. I met a rabbit on the way and managed to get away from him. I jumped from the paws of a wolf and a bear did not get me. And now, so there is no trouble, I will run away from you too, Fox.
The fox looked at him slyly and said,
Oh, how beautiful. Only I'm really old and I can't hear anything. Can you sit close to my face so I can listen again? Just repeat that louder, please.
Colobok was happy to try. He jumped up on the fox's muzzle and began.
I am a cheerful Colobok. I have a ruddy side. The cook was skillful and I turned out...
Colobok did not have much time to finish, and the fox flicked her muzzle and swallowed Colobok. Yummy! And she ate him. This is how it is with kids who run away from home and don't listen to their parents. Subscribe to our channel, leave us a like, click on the bell, and do not miss anything.